If the lighting doesn't turn out that well, please excuse it because I live in Canada and it's winter and good lighting has been really hard to find. But yeah, hi, it's been a while. I totally missed the anticipated fall season video that I would have wanted to do. Luckily, you didn't miss much, and neither did I. The fall 2021 season was kind of pathetic. There weren't many that I ended up finishing at all. There were only one or two standout anime that I would rate above a 7. Even now, thinking about the shows I ended up catching up on and finishing for the fall season, there are only a couple that stand out in my mind, like Jobless Reincarnation Season 2 and Komi Can't Communicate, which is an adaptation of a manga I really like. So we're picking up with the winter 2022 season. Just like the other videos, I will be going through the My Anime List page of seasonal shows blindly without really knowing anything about what's actually coming out, and I'll be talking about what I'm most likely to watch and what I think will be the standout shows of the season. I'm very excited to be doing this seasoningly, often. This time I have my phone, so as always, there are going to be isekais, many isekais, that if you put their covers and their titles right next to last season's isekai, I would not be able to tell them apart, and the plots are also strangely similar. Something that is new is I'm seeing a lot more sports-related shows. Usually I only watch sports shows because I like the sport, not because I think the show is gonna be good. Okay, the first anime that stands out to me that I'm actually really excited for now that I've read into it is Requiem of the Rose King. This one looks like pretty much nothing else I've seen before because the protagonist, as is stated in the synopsis, is intersex. Richard is immediately ostracized by his family and basically everyone around him for that. The main character, who's the son of a duke, believes he can attain salvation by helping his father achieve his destiny of becoming the king. It looks to be a tense political royal drama, which I love very much. Next is an anime called Police in a Pod. It's the first seinen show I have seen in a while, in the seasonal lineup anyways. Female police officer Kawaii, sounds very close to my name, had enough of being a police officer until she met the new female director of her station, gets to know this gorgeous lady, and decides she might not be quite done with being a police officer after all. Akebi's sailor uniform is by Studio Cloverworks, so of course it looks really good. It is a slice of life about the main character who's won entrance into a prestigious academy, and she wants only two things: to wear the school's sailor uniform and to make 100 friends. If you're like me, you may be thinking, that sounds oddly similar to Komi Can't Communicate. Yeah, the whole make 100 friends thing is pretty close, but really, I have a good feeling about this one. Next, I'm getting more and more excited because it's a brand new fantasy shonen. Orient is a manga I've looked at a little bit before, but have never read. Basically, it's about samurai who kill demons, but now it's been flipped. Demons are being praised and worshipped by society, leaving the samurai out in the cold. Two friends who had pretty much given up on being samurai and saving the world, after a certain incident, decide to go on a journey together to do just that. Right now it's giving me Demon Slayer and Shaman King vibes, so we'll see how this goes. If you think these anime of the winter season weren't looking unique enough, I just found Rust Eater Bisco. Rust is all that remains in a post-apocalyptic Japan. The cause of the catastrophic state of the world is believed to be mushroom spores. The main character, Bisco, is known as the man-eating mushroom and is a wanted criminal. However, in reality, he's the mushroom protector, a person who spreads fungi in order to enrich the land and return it to its former state. It's an adventure fantasy with maybe a steampunk atmosphere about mushrooms and rust, and I've never heard this before, so that's enough to interest me. We haven't got our Spy Family adaptation quite yet, but here's something close. Love of Kill. It's an action, josei romance about a bounty hunter and an assassin. The assassin, who is her target, seems to have taken a liking to her and is trying to win her over, but obviously she doesn't like him because he's a killer. Us in the book or fanfiction community know this as enemies to lovers. One of the best story tropes to ever exist. Even if the action isn't well animated, which I don't know at this point, the romance plot seems like it's going to be the main likable thing about this show. Speaking of romance, Sasaki and Miyano is a manga adaptation, a slice of life, romance, manga adaptation. It's about Sasaki, a delinquent, trying to get closer to Miyano, a nerd with a girly face. If it's anything like Horimiya from a couple seasons back, I know I'm going to enjoy it. Check it out, I turned the light on, pretty cool. Despite trying my best to remain blind about the upcoming season, I have heard a lot about my dress-up darling. Traumatized by a childhood incident with a friend who took exception to his love of traditional dolls, the protagonist passes his days as a loner, until the cheerful, trendy girl catches him sewing away one day after school, roping him into her secret hobby of cosplay. So it's a romance between two students, unlikely friends with secret hobbies, aka secret aspects to their lives. Again, giving me Horimiya vibes. Or maybe I'm just showing how much I really enjoyed Horimiya and want to see more like it. But whatever, this season has been incredibly unique and intriguing so far, but now I'm going to talk about what me, and I guess the rest of the world, is most excited for. Sequels. There are only 2 sequels which I will be watching. The first is Demon Slayer Season 2! This already started airing, so it's not gonna surprise anybody. It's picking up exactly where the Mugen Train arc, the movie, left off, and it's exactly what Season 1 was. However you may feel about Demon Slayer being overhyped, which I do understand, it's still a really fun show. It looks great, the action is cool, and then there's Attack on Titan, the final for real this time, season of Attack on Titan. I really hope this time there's no hate towards Studio Mappa. They did take extra time to complete this. I seem to remember last time they were rushed a lot with part 1 of the final season. But regardless, I just really want to see where this story goes. After this anime is done, there'll be no more of Attack on Titan because I'm pretty sure the manga ended quite a while ago. There'll be no more of this franchise which has been going on for years. Season 1 started around the time I was starting to get into anime. It was one of the early shows I watched several times over. Attack on Titan may not be in my top 10 favorites or anything like that, but there's no denying that it's really, really good. And that just about covers it for the winter 2022? And that just about covers it for the winter 2022 season of anime. I want to not only make anticipated videos like this one, but also more reviews of the shows I do watch season to season. Mostly, I really only want to make video essays of shows that I'm very passionate about, which doesn't end up being seasonal shows, more so shows from years ago that I really like or really hate. An unfortunate part of being a seasonal watcher is you get pretty indifferent of the different shows that come your way, because the more you watch, the less standouts there will be, if that makes sense. There are only 1 or 2, 3 here, whatever, that really stick with you even way after you've watched them. But it's still a lot of fun to talk about the seasons and watch them at the same time as everybody else, so that is a plus. Let me know in the comments if there are any that I missed, any that you will be watching, any that you hope will be really, really good this season, and I will see you with the next video.